Did you find, I'm always curious, and this is a question for both of you, because I always find like comedians and basically anyone who uses the creative side of their brain and athletes have a similar career path where it's like there's 15, 20 years where you're at your peak and you have that creative energy where you're like, ideas are flowing. Have you found that it's kind of teetered off to a point where not like it used to be?
I guess I have like bigger breaks in my brain. I'm not as obsessed like when I was 23. Fuck, that's all I thought about was shit. I got to kick some ass. I want to fucking. I'm given this opportunity right now. When are they going to take this shit away from me? Let me get the fucking stuff all in there. Right. And then now, 53. I got kids, I got a wife, I got to get some focus off of me and worry about them. So that, I guess that slows my brain down. But when I jump into like this movie, I was I knew how cool of a movie it was when I read it. And then we all, like Kevin talks about, we were all so prepared. You just didn't want to blow this shit. Right. So when you get an opportunity to be creative and it's exciting, I'm as all in as I've ever been.
Right.
It's just like I'm a little calmer.
Right. The breaks. Now, were you more nervous to do this movie than like playing a Game 7?
No.
Really?
I was playing myself.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
And that's what was that. You know, the simplest part of all of this is that the Safari Brothers was just very transparent. Hey, how would you say this? This is what we're trying to get you to say, but say it how you would say it. And after that, it felt like dialogue. It wasn't me remembering what you wrote. It's like, okay, this is the ending point of this. So,
right.
You know, a lot of parallels in how you prepare for a game and how you prepare, to be on screen.
Right.
You have to know timing, momentum, believe it or not, chemistry.
You have to know all the family secrets behind the people that you're with, so you can talk shit to them and get out of line.
It helps. It helps to have a natural and a GOAT like this to be alpha and controlling it all. Certain times when I messed up, he kept going, and you didn't even know it was a mess up, and he just, I saw the brilliance in him.
Wait, are you saying you weren't the alpha?
No,
absolutely. That'll be the first time ever, right?
No.
Between takes, he's the alpha.
Listen.
When else have you not been the alpha on a team?
I have not been on the alpha on the team.
You always were the alpha on a team.
Not always. I had a rookie year where, Sam Mitchell, I had Terry Porter, older guys kind of being the alpha. But once I understood leadership, I lead naturally.
Okay.
We said this something happened in the room the other about 30 seconds before we coming in here, and Adam just alpha'd the room. That kind of presence.
You were like,
I calmed it down in there.
Cocaine. I got 3 more interviews and I
cut it up. Where is it?
Line that shit up. The Sandman needs his wake up.
So you actually came right out of high school. You're were you the first person to really be
in 25 years?
In 25 years.
Bill Willoughby was the last one to do it.
And then they put in, there's a one and done rule and all that stuff going on in college where a lot of players are now going over to the New Zealand Breakers to play. That's a team that we own, not to brag, but if you're out there watching, you want to play basketball, get paid, come to New Zealand. But when you go straight to the NBA, was there anything like, looking back on it, your rookie year, were you like, there were parts of me that maybe weren't prepared to be on my own as an adult?
What people didn't know is that I had a bunch of responsibility in my early life, that being able to get paid to do what you love to do was like the least of my worries.
Yeah.
My mom, I have a single mom, 2 sisters. At some point I had to take care of my little sister. We moved to Chicago, had a whole big ordeal. So, the process of being able to say you're ready for something, it's kind of like the overall, but the little minute parts, the traveling, getting sleep, I'm not a sleeper. So, being on the plane, getting off of the plane at 3 a.m, have to get back up at 8. Those are the little nuances that was killing everybody, not just the high school kid, but everybody was dealing with it. And the fact that I was younger kind of helped my turnaround and my bounce back a lot of times.
It sounds like, your personal background prepared you actually better than most. Than if somebody had grown up with like a more sheltered environment, they go into the league and they would kind of be like overwhelmed and not necessarily have all the tools to deal with it. That
you know what's really nuts about making movies and being an athlete and having to play. You no matter what, you have real life going on all the time.
Right.
Real life can fuck your brain up so much. before when you're making a movie, before going to shoot something, some real shit happens. It's hard to be focused, but I think that's why it's
Figure it
a
out.
long season, man. Shit's gonna happen throughout a season. Shit's gonna happen throughout making a movie, but it's getting through those moments. You try to
Right.
get it done.
Moving to Chicago helped me understand different types of people. Every day in the street, I like to think that I interacted with a different personality or something, so much that when I got into the league, you're in the locker room with arguably 14 other guys, different characteristics, different makeups. Now with a bunch of Euro players coming in, you're just dealing with a bunch of different coaches in the room, and I just learned how to interact and how to tone it down at times, turn it up at times, bring it all together, try to keep it all together. And I found myself having 14 different connections. And I learned all that through living in Chicago, learning how to, oh man, can we get out of this? And how are we going to get out of this? And finagle your way out of it and then get out of it. And like, whew, man, that all helped me to come into the league and dealing with older people and professionals.
Were the
and
guys,
with
KG,
money.
that like to be alone? Like, how when you're I saw this kid, there was a tournament down in Florida, a college tournament, and I saw this team. I don't know what team this kid was on, but there was like 15 guys hanging out, having fun, and this one kid with his headphones on, just sitting alone. He was a big, 7-foot kid. And I was like, is this something he likes? This helps him focus? Or is he just like missing home? Or is he what?
Everybody's different, man. And you have to respect everybody's different. The fact that you're in the corner being isolated, I would always see somebody isolated and come to him on my own when it wasn't, kind of in front of everybody. Say, hey, you good?
Right.
Oh, yeah. I'm just, okay. When people take their own isolation, I think that we should all respect that. I have always respected people's views on what they need for themselves. Lord knows I have my own.
Right.
And in preparing, and we all prepare different. And I have to, respect everybody's way of preparing.
But that's also we were talking about being an alpha, and everyone always thinks like alpha is the loudest guy or the guy who commands the most respect. But that also, going up to the teammates and being like, "Hey, are you all right?" Or putting Rob Schneider in every movie, or Dan Patrick, and like just keep letting Dan Patrick get cameos and not give it to the new
He's
age.
better than you, and you know it. And it hurts you.
That's also an alpha. I tried to light him on fire once. So
Yeah.
I'll tell you the story after.
Did you? What happened?
Yeah,
How'd that happen?
We were shooting a TV show. It was pretty successful called
Only one
Barstool Van Talk. We had one episode, and he was actually the guest on episode 2. And he's sitting in the back seat of our van where we're conducting the interview, as one does. And so I wanted to get a lighter and our 2 torch lighters. So we would light him on fire with his pajama pants on both sides, not tell him that we were doing it, but we'd say, hey, Dan, what's that catchphrase that you're known for? It's L, and he'd be like, in fuego?
Yeah.
And as he said in fuego, we were going to light him on fire.
Yeah.
And then our producer was like, I got bad news, fellas. We're not going to be able to light Dan Patrick on fire.
Yeah.
And I was like, but he
And we were
doesn't
just like,
even know that we're
why?
going to do it.
Why?
Who
What's
pulled
wrong?
the plug on him?
Yeah.
What's the reason? You
Like insurance.
We
fat
didn't have
hats.
any firefighters or anything
Gotcha.
on.
We didn't want to murder
I don't know,
him.
stunts. What?
It was
It
gonna,
seemed like a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
Really, just be able
The
to light someone on
manslaughter
fire.
would have been on video, and
Yeah.
that's tough to deny later.